In 2024, Syria is a nation transformed. Bashar al-Assad, the face of an iron-fisted regime for decades, has fled Damascus. His government was dismantled not by international coalitions or democratic movements, but by Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, under the leadership of Abu Muhammad al-Jolani. From a militant in the shadows to Syria's most powerful figure, Jolani's rise epitomizes the brutal evolution of power in a country scarred by war. Abu Muhammad al-Jolani, born Ahmad Hussein al-Shara in Deraa, emerged from a tumultuous era of regional unrest. His path to prominence began not in Syria, but in Iraq, where he joined the jihadist insurgency against U.S. forces under the notorious Abu Musab al-Zarqawi. As part of al-Qaeda in Iraq, Jolani honed his skills in guerrilla warfare and ideological extremism. With Syria's civil war eruption in 2011, Jolani saw an opportunity to bring his battle-hardened experience to his homeland. He founded Jabhat al-Nusra, pledging allegiance to al-Qaeda and establishing himself as a key player in the fragmented Syrian opposition. By 2016, the tides of war forced Jolani into a calculated transformation. To gain broader support among Syrians and reduce international hostility, he severed ties with al-Qaeda and rebranded his group as Hayat Tahrir al-Sham. This move, while tactical, marked the beginning of Jolani's ambition to evolve from a militant leader to a political commander. HTS steadily expanded its influence, dominating Idlib province by outmaneuvering and overpowering rival factions. Under Jolani, the group shifted its focus from global jihad to a Syrian nationalist agenda, claiming to fight for the nation's liberation from tyranny. 2024 proved to be a turning point. Jolani's forces launched a decisive offensive on Aleppo, a city symbolizing Syria's resilience and strategic importance. The swift and brutal campaign left the Syrian regime reeling, paving the way for HTS to march toward the capital. One by one, major Syrian cities starting falling, and in just a few days, Damascus fell into Jolani's hands. After days of intense fighting, the Assad government crumbled, marking the end of the family's 5-decade rule. In his first address from the capital, Jolani declared that this is a historical moment which will separate what is true from what is false.
This is a historical moment which will separate what is true from what is false. We advise our brothers in jihad, as we have advised them before, to be compassionate to the people. Those who give up their weapons shall be secured, and those that flee shall be ignored.
Jolani's leadership blends military pragmatism with ideological rigidity. While HTS enforced Islamic law in areas under its control, Jolani also sought to project an image of order and governance. Schools reopened, courts operated, and infrastructure was rebuilt, albeit under strict religious guidelines. However, beneath this veneer of governance lies a darker reality. Critics accuse HTS of silencing opposition, targeting journalists, and imposing harsh restrictions, leaving many Syrians questioning whether they have exchanged one form of authoritarianism for another. Jolani's rise has fractured opinions within Syria and beyond. Some see him as the architect of Assad's ouster, while others view him as a dangerous militant whose policies threaten the nation's fragile future. Globally, HTS remains designated as a terrorist organization, complicating any diplomatic recognition of Jolani's government. Abu Muhammad al-Jolani's journey from the fringes of militancy to Syria's seat of power is as much a story of strategic cunning as it is of the chaos wrought by civil war. His leadership signals a new chapter for Syria, but one fraught with uncertainty. Will Jolani consolidate his rule and bring stability to a war-torn nation? Or will his rise usher in another era of repression and conflict?